hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, we're going through the book of Numbers, and we're right in the midst of the story of Balaam. We talked about Balaam in his episode with the donkey yesterday. You would think that after you have the episode with the donkey, and where an angel or Jesus is talking to you, then you would really change your ways and have I forget what they call it, a go to church meeting, or that's not it. I forget what it is. But anyway, you would get serious with God and like throw away all your stuff, okay? When people get serious with God, they like get rid of all the nasty magazines, the nasty music, nasty books, everything, okay? Clean house. And you would think Balaam would have done that. Like, I've just experienced God, okay? What did Paul do when he experienced God? Man, he changed his ways. It changed it drastically, okay? He was never the same, okay? Balaam here experienced God, and you're going to see just a little while later, he's involved with Baal worship. Like, what kind of goofy thing is this? So, anyway, let's read. This entitled today, Still Playing with the Devil. Okay, he's been playing with the devil probably long before this story happens, and he's still continuing to do it. So here, let's read here today. This is taken from Numbers chapter 22, verses 36 to 41. Okay? And remember, the last verse I read yesterday, verse 35, it said, the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, go with the men, but speak only what I tell you to speak. So Balaam went with the officials. So the command was, only speak what I command you to speak. Verse 36, when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the Moabite town of Arnon, in the border of the edge of his territory. Okay, so to have a king come out and meet you, this king has got to be very anxious, okay? Imagine you're in a faraway country, and you come back to the United States, and the president goes to meet you, like just as you enter, you fly in, and he meets you at the airport. Hey, like, welcome to the United States, and come to the White House, and I need your help to, send a curse on people or whatever. But no king or authority usually does that unless they're in a desperate situation. And this guy seems to be in a really desperate situation, knowing he needs the help of this curse to make what he wants to happen. So he took him to the edge of the territory. And Balak said to Balaam, did I not send you an urgent summons? Why didn't you come to me? Am I really not able to reward you? So he made this like urgent plea and everything and said, come right away. And Balaam takes his good old time getting there. Well, he had that little detour with the donkey, so that took some time. Verse 38, well, I have come to you now, Balaam replied, but I can't say whatever I please. I must speak only what God puts in my mouth. All right. So Balaam doesn't give him like a direct answer. I heard from God, and that's why I was late, and my donkey started talking to me. Doesn't give him any information like that. He says, whatever, I'm here now. And he says, oh, and by the way, I can only speak what God tells me to speak. So that's it. So let's see what happens here. Verse 39, then Balaam went with Balak to Kerith Hazarth. Balak sacrificed cattle and sheep and gave some to Balaam and the officials who were with him. The next morning, Balak took Balaam to Bamoth Baal, and from there he could see the outskirts of the Israelite camp. Okay? Now, it says here he sacrificed cattle and sheep and stuff like that. When you read it in other parts of Numbers, it's God's people. It's Moses and Aaron sacrificing those things, okay? I guarantee you, Balak wasn't sacrificing to God. He was sacrificing to his God, which is Baal. And so, and you can see one of the towns is named, part of the name is Baal. Or Baal. So he comes here, and Balak is doing all these sacrifices to his God, okay? And what does Balaam do? Does he go, we really shouldn't be doing that because I'm only supposed to give a message from God. And so let's cut out the sacrifices. And and if you are sacrificing, don't give me any of that stuff. I'm supposed to stay away from that stuff. But no, it doesn't do. I mean, he never says anything. He doesn't say boo-hoo about the sacrifices that are made. And then it says, and he gave some to Balaam and the officials who were with him. Okay, so Balaam partook in this sacrifice by eating, the sacrifice there, taking part in that stuff. But then he goes on to say, well, he says I can only say what God says to tell me to say, but he's involved with this idol worship. Okay, so that's why I entitled today's message here, "Still Playing with the Devil." He was playing with the devil long before this. He had an experience with God. Just after that experience with God, he's involved with idol worship. Like, how did that change everything? And I said once before with like Paul, when Paul experienced God on the road, that was a drastic change. He changed his whole life, And if we experience God and have a conversion, we change. And we I'm going to experience God. I'm getting rid of, my nasty books I have, my nasty magazines, and my nasty music. And, the girl that I'm shacking up with and all that, it's gone, okay? But if we were like Balaam, we'd be like, oh, yeah, I experienced God, but the girl I'm shacking up with, oh, yeah, go ahead and stay here. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll just keep my books and my magazines and everything else here. And he hasn't made a commitment. He experienced God, but he did not fully commit to God. That's for sure. And this isn't the first time this happens. You're going to see it play out through the rest of the story here, even to the point of his death, because he's doing such drastic stuff. All right? So don't be one of those people that you experience God, but then you're still playing with the devil. All right? Hey, thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we can continue this journey with Balaam. It's quite a story here. Lord's blessing. I'll see you tomorrow.